Welcome to the Buck and 2MC show with Bobby filling in as Buck. He's doing a great job as Buck. Alexis, of course, it's Sunday. She's training kids. She's still got to earn some coins. So she's busy with those kids and waiting on those parents and doing what she's got to do to keep raising up the next generation of basketball players. Bobby, tell them what makes it possible to do this.
Well, our title sponsor, our number one sponsor, is Orange Mountain Design. Terry Holder has been a proud supporter of Lady Vols athletics throughout the years, and they've got a We Beat the Gators special, Maria. So we're going to celebrate with a sunny deal. It's a T-shirt, and I'm going to put it up here on the screen right now, a T-shirt and a cup for $15.95. You're basically probably getting the cup for free, it looks like, because that's a nice shirt. Radiate positivity with the looks like a Lady Vols logo in the middle with the sun radiating. And nice deal. And please mention that you saw this deal on the Volunteer Roadshow. And it's also brought to you by Blue Water Climate Control at bluewaterclimatecontrol.com. Everybody out there might have a 100-year-old heating and air unit and ridiculous electric bill. Blue Water Climate Control is giving away 20 furnaces or air handlers with complete system installs. Now is the time to get a new heating and air unit. Check out bluewaterclimatecontrol.com.
Here's how busy Alexis is right now. She just texted me to get the score, find out if Tennessee won or not. That's how focused she is on the gym right now. The answer, of course, is yes. Tennessee won 79-65. A little bit of history made in this game. Tamari Key with only the fourth triple-double in Lady Vol program history. She had 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 blocks. The only other Lady Vols to have a triple-double were Sheila Collins, Shakina Strickland, and Jordan Reynolds. So big shout out to Tamari Key. That's one heck of an accomplishment, particularly to do so in an SEC game. She was a beast today, and Tennessee needed every bit of it from her. So it is they closed out this homestand, 79-65 win over Florida, coming off the win over Ole Miss. Those are two teams that you might look at in the standings and think that they weren't going to put up much of a fight, but if you don't think so, you hadn't watched Florida or Ole Miss in the SEC. They are tough teams, and their record does not reflect how hard they play and some of the skill players that they have. Last I checked, LSU and Ole Miss were in overtime. So that's what it's like in the SEC.
All right, you want me to read some of the comments?
Yes. At first, I thought you were telling me you couldn't hear me. I'm still coming through okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, good. Yeah, if we got some comments, let's go to those. I'm still taking notes over here.
Oh, let's see. Donna Harrison says, hello, Maria. What's up with Jordan's back?
Donna, Jordan, her back has been sore all day today and some of this week too. And she basically either spent her time back here in the tunnel getting stretched, getting treatment, or on the court. She just went back and forth between the two. Obviously, a lower back is not something that's pleasant for a player. I don't see it as something that is going to keep her from playing, but she certainly was not comfortable out there. She still played her game, did a good job running the show when she was out there. So did Jordan Walker. So Tennessee is piling up some injuries, and they're getting ready to go on a 3-game road trip. So there's not any rest coming anytime soon.
Renee Suter says Tamari Key could not be stopped. Tamari hosted the block party today. Another good comment. Gina Kurtzik said LSU won. LSU won in overtime, it looks like. What is Marta's status? Deb Bradley wants to know.
Marta was not obviously playing today. Kelly did not have an update for us after the game, but it does not appear to be something that's going to be resolved quickly. She was able to say that. She also said Jaden McCoy is not ruled out to play again, but it's doubtful at this point. So on the injury front, it's not good news because obviously Kean Green was already out and Tennessee's down to 10 players. But you know what they say in football, and it applies to basketball or any other sport too, next woman up. So Cassie Kushkitawa played very well. She played a lot of minutes, and she played very well with Tamari Key. And it was Tamari Key was the key, no pun intended, in this game. Kelly said after the game, she wished they got away from getting her the ball. She wished that Tennessee got Tamari the ball even more, and she had 23 points. So, because Florida really didn't have an answer for her in the paint, and Tamari has been playing well this year and really elevated her play in the SEC, and she's absolutely critical to Tennessee right now, particularly with Marta sidelined, Jaden sidelined, and Kean, of course, out for the season.
We've got somebody over here on Twitter wants to know the box score, the leading scorers of the game. Do you have that handy?
Tamari Key was 23 points, so she was lead. She led all scorers, actually tied. Kiara Smith and Lavender Briggs put up 23 points each for Florida. So 23 points was the leading scorers for three players, one for Tennessee, two for Florida. Renaya Davis had 14 points, and Ray Burrell had 21 points. And Ray played her usual style of play, just downhill, aggressive, going to the rim. Where Tennessee had some breakdowns, of course, was on defense. But, I mean, credit to Briggs and Lavender. Everybody knows they're going to be the ones to shoot and score, and no team's figured out a way to stop them yet.
Karen Vogel says you made a comment that the fans were upset with the officials. What did you see, and how do games evenly called?
Officiating is always going to be an issue, and fans are not going to be happy. And it was a very physical game. They weren't terrible. Now, the one really bad call was there was a shot clock violation, and Florida caught the ball. The ball never hit the rim. Got the shot off with like half a second to go. Ball never hit the rim. Florida caught it, and they gave Florida another offensive possession. So, I mean, there were some couple calls where you were just kind of shaking your head. And there was a lot of physicality not called inside. I mean, Tamari and Cassie were being held quite a bit, but when you're the smaller team, that's what they're going to do to the post. Kelly, to her credit, is always in these officials' ear. She is not a quiet person when it comes to the officials. She is in their grill when she doesn't like a call. So I think that helps. So kudos to Kelly.
I'm reminded of a story. You got time to hear a story?
Always.
It's been about 30 years ago. I was just basically a last-minute selection to be a referee in a high school basketball game because the referee, I think, had a car accident. It wasn't major or anything. So I said, sure, I'll do it. I was in my 20s. And I thought this is going to be easy because I was like the greatest ref watching games, you know. It is a huge, huge undertaking to try to referee a game. And ever since then, I quit complaining about the referees. When you've got to run up and down the court and you've only got two sets of eyes that's only looking at one thing, it's not as easy as people think it is. And I think maybe everybody should go try to referee a high school game one time and see what's up with that.
I agree. I give them a hard time, but then I also recognize I'd probably mess up every call out there, you know, just trying to keep up. But I mean, that's what the home crowd is for. And they express their displeasure and make sure that people know it. A really good stat that people are like, Tennessee only had 13 turnovers. That's outstanding. Florida had 11, and Tennessee absolutely dominated the glass. And a lot of that was post players getting in there and the guards getting in there. The board battle was 57-42. I mean, that's just absolutely, and they were contested boards. Nobody was getting free rebounds. You had to get it, and as soon as you got it, you were being clawed at, and the ball being grabbed. And that team is off Monday, and I think that's a really good idea. Kelly even mentioned it. Monday is their usual day off, and just let these kids find some cold tubs and treatment, and school's back in session too. All these, there's a big academic push by this team. They're very focused in the classroom. So, and they're going to be on the road for the next 3 games, and that's going to take them out of a lot of class. So they got the most difficult stretch of this season coming up right now.
Glenda Hoover says, I was an umpire. I can relate. And then Joan, I'm gonna give this a try. I'm not just gonna just say Joan. I'm gonna say you pronounce her last name Guggenheim. Am I right? Let me know, Joan. I'm sorry, but she wants to know what's the story on Jessie.
Jessie is, I mean, she got in for a few minutes. It's just the SEC style of play is so physical and so fast on the perimeter. I think right now it's just a little bit harder for her to find minutes. Kelly's going to try to find a spot here and there. But Destiny came in some, and Destiny, had her energy on defense. But these SEC teams are just so physical, and it gets to be such an up and down game that you almost have to go with some of the more experienced players at times. Like Jordan Walker. I mean, she's a graduate transfer. She's been in these kind of battles before, but Jessie, to her credit, stays positive, stays engaged, cheers the team. So they're a fun team to watch. I mean, some of these games I know are nail biters for fans, but this is a fun team to watch. I'm enjoying this season just to watch it.
There's something else you should enjoy. The deal from Orange Mountain Designs. I got it up there on the screen. A today only deal. From what that ad says, that you get a Lady Vols shirt and a cup. Looks awesome for $15.95. Be sure to mention that you saw it on Volunteer Roadshow. And another great deal is booking online for Blue Water Climate Control. Both of these sponsors really support Lady Vols athletics, the Lady Vols basketball team, and we should support them if you can. If you're needing HVAC work, when your heat isn't working, the last thing you want to do is spend time waiting on the phone. You can book online at Blue Water Climate Control and dispatch your own technician. It's easy and convenient. There's no dispatch or service fees with repairs. Same day booking available 7 days a week. Pick the day and time that fits your busy schedule. Again, go to bluewaterclimatecontrol.com and orangemountaindesigns.com to get your awesome Lady Vols t-shirt. I got it up there on the screen. And be sure to tell both of these sponsors that you've heard it on the Volunteer Roadshow. It helps us promote Lady Vols athletics. It makes it possible.
And beer. We got to have beer. Tennessee Tap House. Got to have my beer.
Yeah, we gotta have some as soon as this whole Corona thing gets done. And Nancy Harshman says, I just ordered the deal. Awesome. Tell them you saw it on Volunteer Roadshow. And Joan says OMD has the Feb box of the month. Great deal. Need to check that out.
They've been doing these monthly boxes, and they are a lot of fun. You enter your t-shirt size, but you don't know what you're going to get in the surprise box. And fans have had a lot of incredible boxes there. I love that the shirt is Radiate Positivity and Sunshine, obviously Florida sunshine there. One thing I'll say about these post players, Cassie Kushkitawa and Tamari Key, they can block out the sun when they set a screen. Do you see some of these Tennessee players just going right to the rim like Ray and Renaya? That's because Cassie or Tamari clipped the person on that curl, and they're just getting a nice path to the basket. I do want to point out Cassie had 8 points and 12 rebounds. Cassie was a beast too. She had to start today, obviously, with Marta Suarez sidelined, and she answered the call. And that's what you want seniors to do is step up and be ready to play. So big shout out to Cassie for meeting the moment this afternoon.
Amanda Bashir says, thank you, Terry and Orange Mountain Designs. I ordered the caution t-shirt. Can't wait to get it. Doris Parsley Workman said, what's the back look like on the shirt? I think it's just plain, isn't it?
I don't think there's anything on the back. I think it's focused on the caution sign. In fact, today I saw 2 caution signs come out after the game, so it's been doubled over here. They're gonna scarf up all the wet floor caution signs in TBA apparently. I am gonna ask if the sign's gonna travel. Tennessee plays at Mississippi State on Thursday, plays at plays at Texas A&M on Sunday, and then goes to Kentucky the following Thursday. So this is literally the toughest stretch they're going to face. They are 12-3 overall for Tennessee and 6-1 in the SEC, which, depending on what happens with Texas A&M today, would put them in 3rd place technically, because Texas A&M has played one more game. So it sort of looks like a tie for 2nd, but if you did it by number of wins, it would push Tennessee to 3rd. That's what you want. You want one of those top 4 seeds, and this next road stand will put Tennessee in a good position to claim one of those if they can pull off some wins here. But it's going to be hard. There's nothing about any of these next 3 games that's going to be easy.
We got another comment from Karen Vogel. Do you think Emily is grasping Kelly's offense and defense? She seems to be lost when on the floor.
She has some better moments than others. I think sometimes when you don't play and then you go in, it can be you can be a little bit too jumpy, or you don't really have too much to fall back on. But she's another one that is being so positive and uplifting and cheering her teammates, and that's what you want. You want a team attitude, and Emily's had some good spells out there. It is just very, very hard to play post in the SEC. You are absolutely beaten to death in that paint. And I mean, it's taken Tamari 2 years to get used to that, and she's getting there now. But Tamari's also logged a ton of minutes, so she's got a lot of experience to draw on. Whereas Emily, she doesn't when she goes into a game. But they need her, and Kelly has proven that she'll try to get what she can out of everybody.
I'm going to check over here on these other platforms, and don't forget, I'm going to try to bring this up. I don't know if I can do this right now, but we're doing a giveaway for the next football season, and anybody that comments, likes, shares on Facebook, is a follower and likes the Volunteer Roadshow page. Also is a subscriber and comments on the Volunteer Roadshow YouTube channel and the Roadshow Locker Room YouTube channel, where we do our live streams, and also a profile member. All those things will give you a chance to win this 6 foot wide by 32 inch tall canvas print of Neyland Stadium. I don't have it to put up here this time, but maybe on our next show I'll have a good look at it. It is 6 foot wide. It's several $100s we're going to be giving away to somebody that does one of those things. So you got several months. And also, if you donate to our GoFundMe that helps us raise money for families with leukemia, there is a picture of me with my son, who his name is Sam, who our hashtag Sam Strong Foundation is named after. You can go donate. That'll also put you in the drawing as well. So I wanted to put that out there. I'm going to be looking at some of these other platforms if we have any good comments.
I'll talk a little bit more about statistics. We already mentioned Tamari Key had 10 blocks. Tennessee had 14 total. They definitely having a block party over here at TBA, I think, as Renee said. Tennessee also had 17 assists, which means they're sharing the ball. So just a very good outcome for Tennessee Sunday. Now, are there things to improve on? Absolutely. Defense had some stumbles there, and a couple times lost Briggs and Smith, and you can't lose them. Can't lose them on the floor. They're just too good. They also, third quarter was when Florida made its comeback, and Tennessee got a little jumpy on offense. So if you're not guarding well, and then you get jumping on offense and quick shooting the ball, then that tends to be a bad combination. And Florida cut it to 58-54 at the end of the third quarter, but Tennessee came on in the fourth quarter and just took it up another notch and won by 14. That game was not that close, but Tennessee did midway through the fourth quarter put in some separation and get themselves another win in the SEC. And you better cherish each win in this league because you're going to earn each one of them. So that was a good way to close out this 4-game homestand. They will not be back home until February 18th against South Carolina. That will be the Live Pink, Bleed Orange game. So you're going to have to, all of us are going to be watching on TV here for a while. For those just coming in, Buck is not here. Bobby is being Buck. He's doing a great job of being Buck. She's training kids, raising up the next generation of ball players. And as I pointed out before, she's so busy, she had to text me to find out what the score was. So she'll be happy with the game or the outcome. I'm sure she'll want them to play better defense. I'm just going to say it for her. Alexis says we got to play better defense. That's what she'd say.
I just don't have her jump shot. That's the only difference. She's got a better jump shot than me. Anyway, Karen Vogel wants to know what's up for the Tuesday show.
I don't know. I usually figure that out on Monday. So if you got any ideas, throw them in there for me. We'll talk about this road stand. I'll have a chance to talk to Kelly Tuesday too. So we'll try to include some clips from that. Definitely, we'll talk about this road stand and perseverance. That could be a big theme for it because now you're out 3 players, and you gotta regroup and you gotta reach down and find that extra gear. And we're headed to February. February is when every team, even with a later start, they start to run out of gas a little bit. So it's one of those times you got to reach in you and find out what's in you to get through a stretch like this.
We got a couple more questions and comments. Keith Williams, do you think Cassie will come back for next season since the NCAA is giving an extra playing year?
Cassie indicated before the season, and she has not indicated any change of mind, that this would be her last year. I think she obviously has a chance to play professionally, particularly overseas. And she's got her degree. I mean, she may be ready to explore the next thing after college, and quite frankly, start making money. Same thing for Renaya Davis. She's a top 5 draft pick right now. Add that to playing overseas too, and she's making 6 figures, which is pretty good money right out of college. So as of now, I don't expect either one of those seniors to come back for an extra year. But it's one of those things you always see, well, what happens? I mean, we don't know what March is going to look like. Does everything suddenly get shut down again, or are we able to limp along like we're doing now? So that is as of now, but I'll say that with the clarification that it can always change.
Glenda Hoover says she'll be at the state game. And Kenny Hicks says, I can see the team is playing together. Many are calling out singular players, but together we are looking amazing. And Jones says, we will miss them.
This team is, they've grown a lot, and they're fun to watch. And even, Jordan, even every time she was over here getting treatment for her back, she was yelling across the court, pick up this person, do this. So they're very engaged with each other. Tamari, her teammate, swarmed her after the game. It's the kind of interaction you want to see with teammates, that they're pulling for each other and happy when someone else does really well, like Tamari did.
Before we wrap this up, we've got somebody from South Dakota. Said, great grudge match today. Cassie and Key were beasts. Love watching these girls improve each and every game. Love the Volunteer Roadshow, and a huge OMD supporter here in South Dakota. Hashtag LVFL. Appreciate the support, Valerie Harris. Kathy Hunter says, what about Kean? Do you think she will return?
My understanding is that Kean wants to return. She obviously does not want to close out her college career 2 weeks into the season with the injured knee. So at this point, I expect her to come back next season, which is good. I mean, because they miss her. They missed her when she went out. She's a leader, plays hard. She has a voice that people listen to. So she'll be a key player coming back. They've also got some great players coming in. I think people saw where Caroline Striplin, the wing forward out of Alabama, I think she made something like 67 of 68 free throws, set some kind of record in Alabama. And a big and a shooter that can make free throws is a big difference. And I mean, Tennessee, I think did pretty well at the line. I'm going to go check those stats. Free throws, Tennessee, yes, 79% at the line, 11 of 14. That can be the difference in a ball game, making those free throws. So the future looks very bright at Tennessee, and the current team is playing the way Kelly wants them to play. They're getting there, and they've navigated 6-1 record through the SEC. Obviously, people are going to say, you could have been 7-0 without that third quarter against Georgia, but that third quarter also taught them a lot about competing in the SEC. So you have to take that loss and learn from it, and they did.
Well, I guess we're going to get on out of here. I wanted to remind everybody, today only, you can get this deal up on the screen, Radiate Positivity, and a free cup. The today only for $15.95. You can't beat that with a wooden stick. Please tell them you've heard about it on Volunteer Roadshow. That helps us help them, which in turn helps all the Lady Vol players that we're talking about and the team. It gets the word out there, because Volunteer Roadshow, we will be, if we're not already, the best Lady Vols coverage anywhere in the state of Tennessee. And don't forget, if you have any HVAC needs, you can book your service online at bluewaterclimatecontrol.com. Jeremy over there at Blue Water Climate Control, it's locally owned, veteran owned. They will help you out, and please tell them you've heard about it on the Volunteer Roadshow, and you can get your free furnace. All the details are online. To get the offer, all you need to do, give them a call if you have any questions at 865-299-2290, or go to bluewaterclimatecontrol.com. Again, don't forget, our very best sponsor on the Buck and 2MC is Orange Mountain Designs at orangemountaindesigns.com. And we thank Terry Holder and everybody with OMD for sponsoring the show. Is that all we got before we get out of here?
Thank you, Bobby, for filling in. I appreciate it.
Well, no, we thank you. And Alexis will be back Tuesday, I hope.
I think that's.
When is our next game?
But I always appreciate you keeping me from talking to myself. So I appreciate you coming in.
Well, I'm here. It looks like our internet's getting a little weak,
The
maybe
next
on
game,
your end. But go ahead.
Is Mississippi State. Unfortunately, it's a very late tip at 8 p.m. Okay. Yeah, I'm still at UT, and it's telling me the internet's a little shaky.
Yeah,
so,
we can still hear you. What day
I'm still at Thompson Bowling, and sometimes the internet's a little fussy.
What day is the game?
Next game is this Thursday. 8 p.m. tip.
All right.
You're asking me for dates. That'd be Thursday, February 4th.
All right, guys, thank you for watching the Buck and 2MC show, or the Bobby and 2MC show today on the Volunteer Roadshow. Be sure to tell all your friends about the Volunteer Roadshow and about Maria and Alexis and everybody, Billy Ratliff and Jeff Coleman, all the VFLs that are on the Volunteer Roadshow. Share this, comment, just get the word out there. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Go Vols.
Appreciate you guys.